Good morning, well, afternoon, and thank you, all of you, for being here. And I want to thank you. I see so many people that I know advocate for education and for children. And can you hear me? Should I hold this in my hand? I see so many people here who are advocates for education and for the children in our community. And I'm just so happy that you want to hear from me. I'd love to share my perspective with you. If you're to take away one thing today from my words to you, I would ask it be that in the first 3 years, a child's brain has up to twice as many synapses as it will have in adulthood. That's the focus of my words today, is the importance of birth to 3. What accounts, let's look at the first image. Hopefully you can see, this is a picture of the synapses at different periods of time. What accounts for this amazing growth during the first 3 years? I want you to think of this time in a child's life as spring. Everything is blooming in the infant's brain. A child's senses report to its brain about the child's environment and experiences. As it hears speech and sounds, it stimulates activity in the language-related regions of the brain. And increased input increases synapses, and repeated use strengthens those synapses. Unused synapses are more likely to be eliminated in the pruning process from ages 3 to 12. Synapses strength contributes directly to learning, memory, and other cognitive abilities. Think of this process as cultivating the brain. The brain is blooming until age 3. And just as everything is blooming outside right now in spring, then the research shows us that the cellular level of development reveals that blooming peaks at age 3. At age 3, 200%, we have 200% of the adult synaptic density. Early brain development is the foundation for human adaptability and resilience. Children from birth to 3 are especially vulnerable to persistent negative influences. And this is our window of opportunity for parents, caregivers, and for our entire community to impact our future. Neuroscience supports what we've all known from observations in the world. Positive early experiences have a huge effect on children's chances for achievement and success. Without geeking out too much on the science or oversimplifying the data, synapses form the pathways for learning. That's the wiring in the brain. These connections influence everything, from our ability to recognize letters to the maintenance of relationships in our lives. By age 10, a child has about the same number of synapses of the average adult. Pruning continues until about age 12. Beyond that, the brain maintains flexibility for learning, so you guys are not a complete loss. This blooming and pruning operates on a use it or lose it principle. The senses, touch, talking, things an infant sees and smells, build the connections when done with continuity in a loving, consistent, and predictable manner. One of my earliest memories is the smell of the rough, dry soap in preschool, washing away the finger paints, and a high school student helping me clean up for snack time. That is one of my earliest memories. They really are imprinted in our mind. Sorry. Now, in my work as a circuit court judge, I'm deciding the outcome of abused and neglected children. I've encountered children that bear witness to the research studies that have been done on thousands of abused and neglected children. In severe cases, such as orphanages, where children were rarely touched or spoken to and had little or no opportunity to explore and experiment with toys in their environment, brain scans have shown that the brains in these severely abused and neglected children are 20 to 30% smaller than most children their age. And there's an image that we can show at this time of the actual comparison of two brains. We have an epidemic right now. Our current epidemic causing severe abuse and neglect of young children is heroin use. I'll not go into details today of the terrible conditions that infants and toddlers have been found to be living in. You cannot even imagine. You cannot imagine the abuse and neglect caused by parents using heroin. Other studies have shown that trauma, repeated abuse, and witness to violence can cause children to have continuing physical symptoms, high resting heart rates, high levels of stress hormones, problematic sleeping patterns. Let's look at image 3. These images show that parts of the brain appear to have literally wasted away. Unless intervention occurs, these children will likely develop emotional, behavioral, and yes, learning problems. So, let's change the subject to things that we can do about this. Let's talk about the things that we know every infant needs. We already know the solution for every child. Interactions with people and objects are as vital as protein, fat, and vitamins for the infant and toddler brain. Varying experiences causes the brain to develop in different ways. Number 2, touch. Touch literally sends signals to the brain. Number 3, stable relationships. Children need to feel safe, secure, supported in order to learn a sense of self-control and predictability. Scientifically, stable relationships modulates cortisol, a stress hormone, and it buffers the child's brain in threatening and painful events. Number 4, healthy environment, reducing and eliminating harm. Examples that would seem familiar are lead exposure and ensuring healthy, balanced meals and snacks. Number 5, self-esteem. Children learn their own worth and value by mirroring what is around them. So they need to be absorbed with interactions with caring adults. Here's another takeaway for you today, if we can show the next image. This is this is for the bankers. I knew we'd have some in the crowd. Another part of my work in circuit court as circuit court judge involves decision-making in cases of juvenile delinquency and juvenile status offenders. So when children don't have the birth to 3 component and are growing up in abusive and neglectful homes, they also end up in our courts as juveniles and oftentimes end up in our courts as adults in the criminal justice system. The cost to society of not taking care of our littlest, 0 to 3 infants and toddlers is enormous. The cost is in real dollars, in treatment and in jail, and it's a loss of a human resource, the workforce that we need to run things like our new P&G plan. Quality early child care aimed at learning about others, about oneself, learning self-control and empathy is one significant and effective way that our community can reinvest our efforts to create quality care and meaningful jobs to impact the future. This is also a place where there could be many jobs. The ratios for quality care is 1 to 3 infants, and for toddlers 1 to 4. Accredited early childhood development centers is an untapped employment opportunity for our community. And we need warm and responsive caregivers. And number 7 in the list of things that we know all children need is communication. It's critical to engage infants and toddlers in conversation for them to learn language. That's the basis of literacy and cognition. And the connections all depend on talking with children. Number 8, play. For a child, everything is learned through play. We know that children need opportunities to explore their environment and varying experiences in the community. Number 9, music. Music brings all of the learning elements together. It engages the memory, it engages the imagination, it engages language regions of the brain, it builds self-confidence, it teaches physical coordination, and again, it connects you with others. So I'd like to watch this little video, and if you think about all the things that children are learning through this tiny little song, it's about 2 minutes.
Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 1, the mouse ran down. Hickory dickory dock, hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 2, the mouse said boo! Hickory dickory dock. Ready? There's one more. Hickory dickory dock. The mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 3, the mouse said whee! Hickory dickory dock. Do you remember a song that goes like this? What song do we do this? I'm going to stand up for it. Ready? Tick, tock, tick, tock. I'm a little cuckoo clock. Tick, tock, tick, tock. It is 1 o'clock. Ready? Tick, tock, tick, tock. I'm a little cuckoo clock. Tick, tock, tick, tock.